Can you believe we started Interview Boss in 2021?
Not really. It's insane. That's a lot of episodes and a lot of hours of talking.
Oh my gosh, it is. And if you're scrolling through all of our episodes, you might scroll straight past something that you really, really needed.
Yes, we're always getting messages from people asking us to do an episode on something, and I'm like, we already have.
So we've put together playlists to help you find the episodes that are exactly what you need, suited to your situation.
They're all categorized. If you're applying for jobs, we have episodes about resumes, cover letters, job ads. If you've been offered your dream job, we have episodes on resigning, exit interviews, and how to impress at your new company.
And we even have a very special playlist that's very popular for if you have an interview coming up immediately and you need just our most recommended hard-hitting episodes between now and then.
For all our last-minute listeners. It's all there for you. You can browse by category and check out all the playlists at interviewboss.com.au/podcast.
It's not personal information that you're digging up. Like, we're not suggesting that you go into people's Instagrams and try and find their kids and show up at their school or something. Like, that would be super weird. Please don't do that.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Interview Boss. My name is Emma. I'm a radio journalist who's teamed up with my sister to give you advice, inspiration and support when you're looking for a new job. Sarah is a HR and recruitment professional, and together we're excited to give you all the tips, tricks and behind the scenes knowledge to help you in your career.
Hey Em, and welcome back to our wonderful listeners. It is time for our favourite part of the podcast, the Shoot Your Shot Shoutout. We are celebrating you guys, our incredible listeners, who've gone out there, shot your shot, and you've got some updates for us. Sometimes this comes in the form of you guys shouting us a coffee or an email or all various things. This week we're shouting out to Keara, who bought us 3 coffees. Thank you so much, Keara.
Yes, she said, last year I did a huge job search to get to the next level in my career and secure a fully remote job. When I started out, I wasn't really getting interviews and my applications weren't going anywhere. I also had low confidence as I hadn't searched for a new job in 4 years. Last summer, I started listening to Interview Boss religiously, completely redid my resume using your tips and used Interview Academy to prepare for my interviews. I landed interviews for 6 different places and felt extremely confident in my interviews using the Best Bits framework. I ended up getting to choose between 2 incredible roles. I'm now 4 months into my new fully remote job with an assistant director title and a 50% pay rise that is exactly what I was looking for. It was worth the wait. Your advice was instrumental in my confidence and success. Thank you.
Oh my God, I love that. Congratulations, Keara. That is incredible.
And good things come to those who wait. Took you a little minute to find us, but I love that the Best Bits framework is what transformed things for you, as well as the Interview Academy.
And I'm hearing a little bit of a theme in some of our bits of feedback recently where people who've done the Interview Academy are saying that they redid their resume after they did the Interview Academy, which is not, it doesn't contain resume-specific content. But I think all the work that you do in the Interview Academy can help you go, oh, I need to put that story on my resume. And you might be wanting to go back and redo it. So yeah, you might be like Keara.
If you want results like Keara and need a little bit of help to get there, you can check out Sarah's one-on-one interview coaching sessions. We also, of course, have Interview Academy, which is help on demand, takes you step by step through the prep work to come up with your universal best bits that will carry you through your next interview, but every upcoming interview after that. You can check out all the help at interviewboss.com.au.
Now, if you liked one of our episodes, you used one of the tips that we sent you or something that we said was really helpful, even the mindset stuff that we talk about, or you want to request an episode particularly on your situation, your industry, your conundrum, slide into our DMs on Instagram, send us an email, send us a carrier pigeon, and maybe we'll do a whole episode on your topic. And that's exactly what Keara did.
Yes, she said, I hope this email finds you well. Just kidding. This is because recently on an episode we said that no one says that, and it's very chat GPT coded. But we also had someone message us that they were stressed. They were like, I've been saying this for years. Is this a red flag? And we were like, it's okay. It's not that serious. We just mean that it's very formal and I think a little outdated, but it's not going to bring you unstuck.
It's the context of the rest of the email. If it's like an email that kind of sounds like AI and then it starts that way, you're like, oh, that's the confirmation that you need that it definitely is. If the rest of your email sounds like a person, then don't even worry about it.
Yeah, it's not that deep. But yeah, after Keara said her little joke, she said, I do hope it finds you well, but I promise ChatGPT did not help me craft this email. I just found your podcast and have been listening non-stop. It's amazing. Thank you for all you do. I know you're busy, so I'm going to get right to it. Can you make an episode on connecting with companies you want to work for that don't have current openings? What should one say? I have a list of companies I would love to work for and want to get networking with them, but have no idea where to start and how to form a genuine connection and maintain that connection. I'm especially curious how to approach it if there are multiple roles that I would be interested in. Great question.
This is such a good question. I love that Keara wrote in with this because it's a topic that we hadn't had on our list and we didn't think about. And now we get to do a super valuable episode for Keara, but also for everybody listening.
And we actually, in our first episode of the year, in our Shoot Your Shot episode, we encourage people to reach out to a company even if there's not a job opening. So I bet Keara listened to that and now she's like, well, how do I do that? So it's perfect.
So how do we connect with a company that you want to work for? I think this is a really great way to go about things, particularly if you aren't necessarily actively applying for jobs right now. You more want to, hey, I've got these goals for my career. I want to start working on these things long term. This can be a good thing to do if you are looking for work as well, but it's more of a longer term strategy. So I think we just need to keep that in mind when we're starting out, because I don't think you're necessarily going to get like instant results from this.
We're playing the long game.
That's right. Exactly.
So step 1, follow them on social media. Very important.
A bit of an obvious one, but what that does is it means that you can keep up to date with what's going on at the company. Have they got new products that they're launching? Have they won a new project? Are they, doing a particular campaign that you might be interested in? Like, what are they doing on their socials? It can be really helpful for the rest of the stuff that we're going to say.
Keep up to date. It'll give you conversation starters.
You also want to follow them on LinkedIn. Now, you might just think, yeah, but you already just said that to follow them on socials, but this one's a little bit different. Did you know that people with a LinkedIn recruiter license, so that's like the recruiter that works internally for the company, can see who follows that company? And obviously they can see who follows the company because you could just scroll through the following. But there's another way that it actually benefits your job search. So when someone's got a recruiter license, they are able to search keywords, qualifications, companies, locations, all kinds of things to try and find people that they want to proactively reach out to. So you or I can't see that many people. We can only see our first or second level connections, and then the rest of them, you can't see their full profile. But someone with a recruiter license can see everyone on LinkedIn. And so they often do searches. And if they did a search for, let's say, a sales manager with this much experience in these industries or has worked for this company, and there's a whole bunch of people that come up, there's hundreds and hundreds of people in their particular city or their location, they will have a separate little section in their search results, and I can't remember exactly what this is called, and it probably will change, but there is always this kind of section or ranking that says these people are more likely to respond to your message. Like, these are engaged candidates. They might just be more likely to respond to anyone's message because they're active on the platform, but they also look at, has someone commented on the company's things? Are they following the company? Have they engaged with, in some way, the company channels? Because as a recruiter, you reach out to a whole bunch of different people. Hey, are you interested in this role? Hey, I've got a role for you might be interested in. Lots and lots of people don't reply. And so they want to find out who are the people that are more likely to reply. And if you match the keywords and you follow the company, more likely to get a message.
Wow. So just by love reacting their stuff, being a bit of a hype queen, you could be setting yourself up for success.
Yep, exactly. Because they know you're engaged with the company and you're more likely to actually respond to someone from that company reaching out or be interested in working there or whatever. So yeah, it's a really good thing to make sure you don't skip. Go on LinkedIn and follow that company.
If you can find a recruiter that works for them, connect with them and then pay attention to see if they post about open roles. That's smart. How would you find a recruiter that works for them? Just by noticing the recruiter posting on LinkedIn or...
Yeah, you could do some searches just to find people who work for that company. Again, you won't be able to see everyone on LinkedIn. They might not be visible to you. You can also go to the company's page on LinkedIn and scroll through employees who work there. I'm pretty sure you can filter by location to see, like, I want to see only the people in Australia that work for this company. And then you can kind of scroll through and see if you can find anyone with like talent acquisition, recruitment, something like that. And you can connect with them. I think recruiters often accept connection requests, or you can follow them either way. You just want to be seeing the stuff that they post and kind of keeping an eye on how they do things.
You can also sign up to their job alerts if they have them, or like a talent community. A lot of companies have like a careers or work with us section where you can kind of register your interest in case something ever pops up. Definitely get on that.
Yes, totally. Now, all of these will work a little bit differently depending on the company and the system that they're using or whatever. Some of them, it's just an alert for you that you're setting up on your end, and they won't ever know that you've got those alerts set up, if that makes sense. But you will get an email, and it means that you don't miss, hey, this role's been posted that never comes up, but it just came up yesterday, and you'll be the first one to know. But some of these pages and systems are set up so that the company can actually search the people who are interested in working for them before they've even posted a role.
Oh, exclusive.
Yeah. Joining their talent community. If that's a thing where you fill in your details, fill out your whole profile. The more you fill out, again, if I'm not saying you need to do this all the time for every company, but if this is a company you're targeting and you'd like to work for and they have a talent community, go in, connect with it, join it, and fill out your entire profile. Add in every single field that's available to you. If they have that kind of a system, they will probably use it occasionally to search proactively for people before they actually post something. So if they're going, hey, we need a role in this space, before we post an ad, let's have a look at who's registered their interest with us.
Because that's potentially saving them costs on advertising for the role, interviewing. If they can just look at the list and go, wow, they look awesome, let's get them in for a chat.
Exactly. It skips the steps. That's exactly why companies do this kind of thing, is because they can get you to fill out some information. They have all your stuff available. You know, you can talk about whether you want to relocate. There tends to be, when you're filling out these kind of profiles, you tend to be filling it out a little bit more like bigger picture, like in general, what kind of salary am I after? Would I be, happy to relocate? What kinds of jobs am I interested in? What are the job titles that I'm targeting? All that kind of thing. So you might match with a whole bunch of different roles that they end up advertising. Hey, Interview Boss listeners, if the podcast just isn't doing it for you and you need way more help to prep for your next interview, we have the perfect thing for you. Interview Academy. Em, tell us all about it.
This is huge. This is the love child of Sarah after doing hundreds of one-on-one coaching sessions, finding out what people struggle with the most, common mistakes. Sarah has created the ultimate course that you can do in your own time, self-paced, heaps of modules, videos, interactive quizzes, a workbook that will become your Bible by the end that you can take with you into your interview, because if you're a long-time listener, you know that we endorse taking notes into your interview. It's a game changer.
Check out more about it at interviewboss.com.au/interview academy.
You can also research some managers that are working in the space that you're looking to work in. So do some digging, follow them as well.
I think this one is really helpful. We're going to talk in a sec about sending some messages and actually reaching out to some of these people. But the first step is to just do some digging, do some stalking, do some research on that company LinkedIn page and scroll through, find out what the manager's title are. Are they a director? Are they a manager? Are they a head of? Who are the people that you think probably, lead the space that you're looking to work in? And follow a few of them or suss them out, look at their profiles, all of these kinds of things. You want to narrow it down.
Yes. And also, if you can, go to industry events. If there's conferences, meetups taking place, the more people that you can chat to in person and get to know, the higher likelihood you'll meet someone who can introduce you to someone else. It's a snowball effect.
Yep, Totally. And also, if you're following a few people from the company and you're following the company, they might even post that, hey, our team is going to this conference. Or the person might say, hey, I'm coming to this event, or I'm speaking at this event, I'm on a panel, I'm whatever. And you can go, oh, okay, this thing's happening. Let me go as well. They might even, sometimes if you're following a person or you're connected with a person, you'll see Emma Smith liked this post about this webinar. You can also attend the webinar then because you're like, oh, Emma liked it. She might be going. Like following and connecting, you can kind of see other opportunities for you to connect with people.
Basically, we're just being extreme stalkers and social media super sleuths, basically.
Well, keep in mind, though, that people create a LinkedIn profile, whatever they're putting on there, they're happy for people in professional circles to know. Like, it's not personal information that you're digging up. Like, we're not suggesting that you go into people's Instagrams and try and find their kids and show up at their school or something. Like, that would be super weird. Please don't do that.
What about if you're interested in multiple roles? Like Keara said, that there's sort of a few different areas she's keen on.
I think this one is a little bit hard. And I think that I would say to Keara, it depends on what those different roles are. If you're kind of like, oh, I just want to work at the company and I'll do anything from, and it's a huge range of different things, I think that can make it much harder for you to actually get anyone's attention. It's kind of like, do you remember we talked about the episode, What to Do If You've Been Laid Off? And we talk about posting on LinkedIn out to your network saying, hey, this is what's happened. If you know any roles that are available, please get in touch. But you need to be specific in that post because if you're saying, if you know of any roles, well, recruiters know of hundreds of roles. That's their whole job.
Yeah, which ones?
What kind of roles? What kind of things are you actually looking for, targeting? What are the job titles? What are the whatever? I think the irony is sometimes the broader you are, the less opportunity there is because it's very hard for someone to see if you fit or not. So I think try and narrow it down if you can. If there's several roles in the same functional area, like it's, a developer front end versus a developer full stack, like they're kind of in the same zone, I think that's okay. But if they're really broad away from each other, I think that might be more challenging for you to get someone's attention and say, hey, this is the kind of thing that I'm targeting. So try and narrow it down. And the way that you're going to do that is coffee chats. Coffee chats are the answer to so many things. I feel like we talk about that all the time.
So we want to send a message. How can you do it?
Yes. So you might want to send a message to the recruiter that we just talked about, or you might want to send a message to the manager that we talked about as well. And I think those are people that you can absolutely reach out to after you've connected or in your connection message, if you like. But I kind of think like watch and learn from the outside first and then choose who you'd like to message and reach out to. I think that's how I would be doing it. If we're playing the long game, I wouldn't be in a rush to quickly message them. I would try and connect first and say, hey, I'm interested in connecting with you, see if they respond, follow them otherwise, and then just work out who you're going to target first.
And it's important to note that a recruiter is probably less likely to respond, but don't take it personally, whereas the manager's going to have a bit more of a personal connection and, more likely to reply.
Why do you think the recruiter's less likely to respond?
Because if they don't have an active role that they can help you with, it's a bit of you're adding to my to-do list.
Yeah, pretty much, because they're potentially very focused on the active stuff that they're looking at. And if you are a really rare candidate in a role that's really high priority for them, they might respond immediately. I'm not saying they won't. Like, you should still do it. There's a chance that they respond regardless. But
their resources are stretched.
Yeah. And if they have no way of like tracking you and coming back to you and putting you in a talent pool or a community or whatever, they might just say, oh, keep an eye on our website, something like that, something generic. Whereas the manager, I think, is a good one to reach out to. Now, this kind of a tiny little bit hurts my little ex-recruiter soul because I hated it when candidates tried to go around me and go direct with the manager. But that's a problem with the manager, not with the candidate. That was the manager not sending them to me and just interviewing them on the side and then saying, Sarah, I'd like to hire this person. I already interviewed them. And you're like, what? They haven't followed any of the steps and I'm going to have to go back to the beginning and all this kind of stuff. But that's not your problem to be worried about. You should absolutely reach out to the manager. If we kind of zoom out and think about it, the manager probably doesn't constantly recruit and constantly do hiring. And because they're not constantly hiring, they're probably not getting bombarded by LinkedIn messages all the time about people wanting to work there. So they probably just have less volume in their inbox in general of actual humans reaching out for real connections. And they're more likely to have to be really invested in keeping in touch with you. Because I know, for example, if someone had reached out to me or my boss and said, hey, I'm in HR and I know you're not hiring, but I just wanted to reach out in case anything did come up, we would both be like, oh, great. Yeah, let's chat. Why are you interested in this company, this role, this whatever? We'll absolutely keep your details on file because we don't hire very much. And when we do, we're both very invested. It's like a huge priority for us versus a recruiter, particularly if they don't hire that role very often. They're like, this isn't going to help me now and it's not going to help me for the next 6 months. So there's no benefit.
And they're less likely to remember you when, like I said, they've got hundreds of people they're trying to match and you're just another name that slipped into the inbox. Whereas the manager, they've got no one knocking on their door. One person popping up with awesome experience, they might definitely jot you down.
Exactly. Yeah. And they are also the ones potentially with the power to say, oh, actually, we do have this project coming up. We weren't going to advertise, but maybe we do need someone in the team. Like they're more likely to be the ones to create a role out of nothing.
Yes.
Than the recruiter will, typically.
So what's an example of like a kind of message you could say? I'm putting you on the spot.
To reach out and introduce yourself?
Yeah, and say that you are really keen on X type of role at the company if anything pops up.
Basically that. Like you would say, hi, Jeanette, I came across your profile. I'm really interested in company name I really like, and I would insert something that you genuinely really like about the company, one insight, something like that. And here's where you can use some of your research that you've been doing. I noticed this on social media. You've done this in your annual report. Like, I like how you approach XYZ, whatever. And I wanted to reach out. You could say something like, I know you're not hiring necessarily at the moment, but I wanted to reach out and say, I'm very interested in joining your team. If anything comes up, I would love to have a chat to you about it. I hope you're well, something like that.
Simple.
Yeah, totally. And you're talking to them about what kind of roles you're looking for. Hey, it's in your team. It's this kind of a role. I'm interested in the company for this reason. If you're interested in their team or their work in particular, you could mention that in there too. This is a great one for ChatGPT to help you out with, honestly. Like, make sure it sounds human. Make sure you don't paste the prompts in, but it will give you a starting point. I think people get really scared about being stuck with like an empty page in front of them or starting from blank with a message. They're like, how do I start? And they get hung up on, hey, hi, dear so-and-so. Like, it's just all confusing from the very beginning. Whereas if you start with an AI draft, I think that's a great way to keep going.
And stay in touch. After you have reached out, keep commenting on company posts, send a congratulations or a check-in if there's an announcement or industry news. Remember, it's the long game. You need your name to keep popping up.
Yeah, totally. Imagine you reached out to that manager and they maybe didn't reply, or maybe they did, and you were connected with them or following them. And next time they posted something, you commented, congratulations, this looks like an incredible achievement or something like that on their post, or just something commenting about whatever the content is that they're sharing. They like, who is that person again? Oh, that's right. We had a message about blah, blah, blah. You're just kind of being involved. You're keeping involved with the company. A lot of this is LinkedIn stuff, obviously. But I also think if you do these things and start with LinkedIn, they will probably lead to other opportunities outside of LinkedIn as well. It's just that we don't know what they're going to be because it depends on the company.
Don't be a stranger, yeah?
Thanks so much for listening to Interview Boss. If you like hearing the sound of our voices, follow us on Apple or Spotify, or better yet, tell someone else about the show. Forward this episode to them if you think they could get something out of it. That's how we can hit the charts and help even more people all around the world. For more advice, inspiration, and some savable content, check us out on Instagram at Interview Boss.
We've been your job search besties and helped you in some way. There's a cool way you can support the show. Shout us a virtual coffee.
We get a huge kick out of reading all of your success stories. Head to buymeacoffee.com/interviewboss and shout us a cuppa.
If you keep us caffeinated, we can keep the content coming.